Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball. And what's good, everyone? Welcome back in. Glad to have you guys back at the stream once again tonight here for the second Final Four game taking place. We get the Miami Hurricanes taking on the UConn Huskies, number 5 versus 4 seeds, for a trip to the national championship game on the line tonight in this matchup. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, as we shall be tipping off in approximately 10 minutes from now with this one. Wow. What a Final Four we already had. San Diego State winning at the buzzer, trailed throughout the majority of that game against Florida Atlantic, and won the game at the buzzer with Lamont Butler. I got my buzzer beater live reaction and play-by-play call up in the chat pinned, so if you haven't checked it out, did not tune into the last stream. If you didn't tune into the last stream, feel free to check it out if you guys would like to check that out. That link is posted right now in the chat at the moment. Wow. 5.5 point favorites UConn entering this matchup today, over under at 149 for this game. Just an amazing tournament. Jordan Hawkins was coming into this game. He's coming into this game not 100%, as he had been dealing with the flu yesterday for Hawkins. So he had been isolated from the team. He got some practice work in today, but looked like it wasn't, like, from what I heard, it wasn't as much practice work as the others, but we saw Jordan Hawkins out in warm-ups a little while ago out on the screen. Both of these teams here getting here, winning 4 straight in a row to get into the bracket. They did not win their conference tournament championships. Miami fell short in the ACC tournament semis against Duke, and UConn fell short in the Big East semifinals against Marquette. So, yeah, this is going to be a great battle here. Miami got 4-guard starting lineup. They can space the floor, and they are electric when they can score the basketball. They can score, and they can put it in buckets. And then UConn, just so many moving pieces, so deep, and just so many players you have to account for on this UConn squad. They are a machine for UConn, what they have done this season. Dabo Sanogo, they are 19-0 when he scores at least 20 points or greater. Miami back-to-back deep runs inside the tournament. Last year, Elite 8, now the Final Four under head coach Jim Larrañaga. Dan Hurley, year number 5 for UConn, taking the Huskies to a Final Four, putting them right back on the map for the basketball school, looking for their 5th national championship. Red Louch, Creekcraft, Joanne, Andrew, welcome on board, everybody. Sam, George, Lucas, Rich Raz. Yeah, still some time for a sandwich over there. I think we're going to tip off in about 8 minutes, approximately 9:16 p.m. will be tip-off time. Yeah, this is the first time for Miami that they've made it this deep. So this is their first ever Final Four appearance in program history. They made it to the Elite 8 last year, and this is their back-to-back 2 trips in a row. Deepest run was last year to the Elite 8, and now it's to the Final Four. Yeah, hopefully so, man. I hope this game goes down great. Just looking down this UConn roster, just so deep from top to bottom. One of the key players that he does a little bit of everything, that is Andre Jackson. Um, Andre Jackson flirted with a triple-double during the last game. He has 31 assists to just 6 total turnovers in the 4 games so far in this tournament by Andre Jackson. He has been amazing. And Sanogo has been tearing it up through this bracket. Hawkins making some big-time threes. He made 6 threes against the Zags. And he just took over in that second game. Like, every single basket that he made, it seemed like it was worth more than 3 points how he took over. There's so many moving pieces on this team for UConn. Miami with an incredible game. Jordan Miller, perfect stat line, going up against Texas in a 13-point come-from-behind victory against the Longhorns on Sunday. And then they had Nigel Pack, who had that 7-made-3 game against Houston. They tore up Houston and scored 89. Hey, thanks so much, Jay Ramirez. Appreciate it, man. Congrats to San Diego State. It's amazing. SDSU to the national championship to face the winner of this game. Joseph's Comics, welcome in. Taking Miami. Hit us up in the chat, by the way, who you guys like. Right now, Miami, in the early stage of the chat, taking it. Yeah, that was insane. What a comeback by San Diego State. That caught me off guard. They were down by 14 points for a team that's not really known for their offense. And for them to come back like that was incredible. To know that it all determined on the final possession for San Diego State. If they could make a shot, and not really known for their offense, they hit a buzzer beater. That is just wild. So I got that buzzer beater up there in the chat. Feel free to take a look at that link before we get going for this game. If you haven't seen my buzzer beater call just yet, that is pinned into the chat. Just wild. Absolutely wild game I got to cover between San Diego State and Florida Atlantic. Final score was 72 SDSU, 71 FAU. And hopefully this one will be close as well. Miami starters being announced right now: Isaiah Wong, Jordan Miller, Nigel Pack, Wooga Poplar, Norchad Omir. Omir averaging a double-double entering tonight. He's going to have his best game by far on the glass this season, going up against a UConn squad, which is so dominant, especially in the offensive glass. They're announcing UConn starters right now for this matchup. Jordan Hawkins, Alex Caraban, Andre Jackson, Adama Sanogo, Tristan Newton. They've just ripped their way through the bracket. We previewed these two teams here in the bracket. So, Miami, they finished off the first round game against Drake 16-1 and won in the first round 63-56 over Drake. 16-1 run to win in the final 5 minutes against Drake. Miami torched through Indiana 85-69 in the second round. They put up 89 points against the number 1 seed Houston, 89-75 in the Sweet 16 against the Houston defense that ranked top 3 in the nation. And then they beat Texas, coming down from 13 trailing, and won 88-81 to get here. UConn just ripping through this bracket like there's no tomorrow, torching teams left and right. They were actually trailing by 2 points at halftime in their first round game against Iona. Second half, they reversed that. Outscored Iona 50-24 and a half, number 2. UConn won 87-63. They were down throughout most of the first half against St. Mary's, too. Tristan Newton buzzer beater put them up by 1 at halftime. They beat St. Mary's by 15, 70-55 in the second round. UConn, start to finish, control that game. Opening tip against Arkansas in the Sweet 16, won 88-65. And then against Gonzaga in the Elite 8, UConn just too much to handle. 82-54 over Gonzaga to get here in the Elite 8. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks so much for the update there, Alex. So, yep, Jim Nance, final NCAA tournament game that he'll cover for CBS. And, yep, he graduated from the University of Houston. And looks like he'll have a honor at the end of it. Send-off. That's incredible. Dan Hurley, former head coach of the Wagner Seahawks, in 1 year completely turned around that program from an 11-win season to a 25-win season former head coach of the Rhode Island Rams, completely turned around that program from an 8-21 year in year one to making 2 NCAA tournament appearances and 3 points away from pulling off the upset over Dylan Brooks in Oregon in the round of 32. And now here he is, year 5 at UConn, taking a team that started off when he was head coach, playing in the American still, as he took over in place of head coach Kevin Ollie, came into just a jumbled mess for UConn, still playing in the American at the time, hovered around 500 when he got there for a winning percentage, put UConn right back in the national spotlight, once again sending America a message that UConn basketball is back. 4 national championships, looking for number 5 to add to their collection in a 25-year clip dating back to 1999 for the Huskies. Should be a great one tonight. We're going to tip off in about 2 minutes from now. Bradley, welcome back in, man. Jedi, Creekcraft, welcome in. Yup, it's going to come down to rebounds in this game. Omir's going to have a monster game on the glass. So Omir's going up against Sanogo and Donovan Clingan, who's 7'2". This Clingan, he doesn't play many minutes, but those minutes that he plays, he is just so impactful on both sides of the floor by Donovan Clingan. And UConn ranks number 2 in offensive rebounding percentage this season. So if any chance you want to win this game from Miami, they have to keep UConn off the glass, especially for second chance opportunities, as much as possible. Dib Keith, welcome in. Looking for an upset upcoming, another one. Well, actually, San Diego State won at the buzzer there. So Florida Atlantic almost, they had it the whole game. They were up 98% of that game. They led it, and San Diego State won at the buzzer. Lamont Butler of San Diego State won it at the buzzer, 72-71. San Diego State won by 1. I got the buzzer beater call up there if you guys are interested in hearing that, but right now we're going to take this one for the opening tip. Here we go, about to get live. For the opening tip of this one, Miami right to left in the floor. They get the black jerseys, white numbers, white letters, the Canes logo out in front. UConn, the white jerseys, dark blue numbers, dark blue letters, as we are underway and UConn controls the opening tip. Top of the key, it is Andre Jackson. Moves it out to the left wing, Sanogo, into the hands to Caravan. Hands it off, Hawkins. He takes the 3, rips it through. That's good, right out of the gate for UConn. Jordan Hawkins entered tonight's matchup dealing with an illness. Flu-like symptoms yesterday, but wow. That is a promising sign for Huskies fans. Right out of the gate, 15 seconds into action. Hawkins off the handoff, makes the 3. He is top 3 in the nation in contested three-point shooting this season. Shooting above 38% from the perimeter himself on threes that he's taken. But his contested catch rate is even better. Missed jumper from the baseline by Nigel Pack. A rebound at UConn. And UConn's defense is going to see if they can start to put Miami away from the rim. Offensive rebound off the Caravan, miss by Sanogo. Sanogo underneath Sanogo. Blocked from behind by Miller. Tipped up and the ball goes back to Miami. Second possession here for the Canes. Look to space out the floor. They'll attack down to the rim. Miss the layup. Off the glass, too strong by Wong. Tap to the perimeter. Poplar, offensive rebound. Poplar stripped, got it back. Poplar dribbles out to the left wing. Poplar, bounce pass over to Omir at the low block. Omir backs his way in Sanogo. Physical bodies down low. Omir with a left hand. Too tall off the glass, tipped up. And Jordan Hawkins comes in, swipes it, loses Omir. Stepped out of bounds first with it. Called by the referees. So we'll go back to UConn. Great impact in that play. Jordan Hawkins coming in from the side. Able to impact that ball as it touched the baseline out of bounds off Omir's fingertips. 18.5 left to go. UConn with possession number 3 of the game. Tristan Newton crosses midcourt, puts the ball on top, over to Hawkins. Back over to Newton, top of the key. Newton, dribble drive, swings it out to the wing, deflected, and intercepted as we get a reach and fall here to backcourt. Isaiah Wong came up with an interception that's called on Andre Jackson, his first personal foul. Sister Surround, Alan, Johnny, El Hombre, welcome back everybody once again. Randy and Felix, Jack, thanks so much for joining in. If you guys are new to the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Just getting started in the first minute and 50 in action so far. 18-10 left to go. Miami with possession, top of the key. Pack moves it out to his right to Poplar. Into the hands to Pack once again at the top of the key. Makes the pass left corner Miller. Miller coming off a perfect shooting game. And the last one against Texas. Missed jumper at the corner by Miller. Rebound UConn. Jackson out to the wing. This is a fast tempo game so far. Open three Sanogo. Oh, the big fella takes it and makes it. Adama Sanogo laser beam straight away from the top of the key at 6-zip UConn. Miami just loaded the box. They did not have any faith that Sanogo would be able to make that three, and Sanogo completely out in the clear, took it and made it. Omier swings it out to the wing to Poplar. Poplar dribbles up, takes the jumper mid-range, missed off the back rim, and UConn comes up with a defensive rebound. Caravan, the one who came up with a board. UConn looks to push it. Jackson on top to Newton. Newton dribbles up, takes the jumper mid-block off the back rim, missed, and the rebound snatched away by Omier. 17 minutes approaching that mark remaining. Miami with possession. Yet to get on the scoreboard so far. This is tough, stifling UConn defense. They force the steal and the key turnover by Isaiah Wong. Here goes UConn. Out to the top. Newton over to Sanogo. Sanogo with a three. Sanogo. Oh, he puts another one through. Oh, baby. That was not on the scouting reports. Adama Sanogo, 6 points. Back-to-back threes for UConn by the big fella. 16:40 left to go. Target range by Sanogo. Canes with possession. Top of the key, it goes to Miller. Miller attacks downhill to the rim, and that'll be called a goaltend, I believe, here in this play. 16:33 left. Wow. Adama Sanogo. 2 made threes in the first 3.5 minutes. Yeah, they are a machine. 9-2 UConn in the first 3 minutes, 30 seconds. UConn has the ball. It's rolled a goaltend. Possession, top of the key. It goes to Jackson. Jackson out to the left wing. Hawkins with a three. Hawkins, a wedgie. Gets stuck between the backboard and the back left iron. A wedgie shot by Jordan Hawkins. This will be possession arrow Miami. So Hawkins made the first three. Sanogo has made 2 threes. 16:10 left to go. Miami has the ball. Left wing perimeter, Omier. Bounce pass to the top. It goes to Miller. Miller at the low block. He backs his way on Caravan. Miller inside the key. Swings it on top. Extra pass off to Poplar. Poplar with a three. Missed off the rim. Offensive rebound pulled down by Miller. Poplar has it defended by Hawkins. Moves it outside over to Wong. Wong, top of the key. 12 of the shot clock. Drives downhill to the rim. Wong will draw the contact and the foul. And if that's on Jackson, that'll be a second. The clock will stop with 15:46. And we'll take the timeout on the floor. First timeout of the game, first media break of the night here. As UConn, an absolute machine. They pick off where they left off in the last game and the game before that and the game before that. 9-2, Huskies lead. So many moving pieces in this UConn squad. Just so tough to beat. This is a Miami offense that has ranked inside the top 30 this season in points per game, and also currently in the top 5 in adjusted efficiency per offense. But this UConn defense, number 10 in defensive efficiency, they are top 5 in offensive efficiency. Just great on both ends of the floor. And UConn shut down Gonzaga, the number 1 scoring team in the nation. They shut them down for just 54 points. Well below. 33 points below their season average of 87. The only basket they got so far was on the goaltend. So Miami's got one layup that got blocked off the backboard, off the glass first, and Jordan Miller scored it too. Adama Sanogo has made 2 threes. He's got 6 points, which you don't see too often, and then a 3 made to start off the game by Jordan Hawkins. I was not alive for that, so it looks like in 1989, Michigan beat Seton Hall in the national championship, 80-79 in overtime. So that was back in 1989. If you guys are doing a stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, or ring the notification bell as well on the first time out of the game. Yeah, I did not see that one. I was born in 95. So by the time I remember March Madness, probably my first moments I remember was Sorrentine from the parking lots for upsetting Syracuse in the first round. Yeah, I heard about that. Alan Breed. That's unfortunate. He was supposed to have a breakout year for Breed. That's too bad. So we get back to action. Isaiah Wong, 2 shots to the free throw line. First one is good. Miami's going to have to keep on getting to the free throw line as much as possible. They're shooting the ball above 87% the past 2 games at the free throw line. They're top 12 in the nation in free throw shooting percentage. 15:40 left to go. Hawkins takes it past midcourt. Newton pass down low goes to Sanogo. Sanogo backdoor scores in the layup. He had perfect position behind Omir underneath the hoop. Adama Sanogo, 8 points of the 11 so far. 15:20 left to go. Miami with a possession. Bounce pass top of the key. It goes to Pack. Pack slides it out to the left wing to Miller. Miller, bounce pass top of the key, Omir, into the hands now of Wong. Wong out to Miller, drives baseline, Miller underneath, puts one up, that's a tough shot, no good. Omir, no good off the rim, tapped out of bounds, last touch by Sanogo. The clock will stop with 15:03. Inbound for Miami, 15 minutes left, 15 on the shot clock for the Canes. Pack dribbles towards his right at the top of the key. He's guarded by Naheem Aline off the bench first time today. Pack attacks the rim, missed the layup, out of control that time around. Here goes UConn up the floor. Hawkins will slow it down. Off to Aline, sends it out to the top, Sanogo. Into the hands to Tristan Newton. Newton, edge of the logo, back outside the Caravan. 15 on the shot clock for UConn. Tristan Newton down to 10 on the shot clock, guarded by Wong around the perimeter. Newton top of the key, calls for a pick to be set off the screen, passes off to Aline, 2 on the shot clock, bobble, deep range 3, air ball, as that's a shot clock violation. That was a failed offensive set there by UConn. Naheem Aline just bobbled the ball coming off the screen. He had a good look off the screen, and then he initially bobbled it. So UConn's going to bring in some size into the game now. Donovan Clingan will check in for Adama Sanogo with 14:20 left to go. Born and bred from Connecticut. Bristol, Connecticut. For Donovan Clingan as he will check in for the first time on the floor. Same as Joey Calcaterra. Calcaterra also out there. So 2 first-year players. Calcaterra lighting it up from the perimeter this year. Clingan is 7'2", impacts the game at all levels. Miami with the ball. 14:10 left to go. Bensley Joseph, first time out to the floor. Pass over to Poplar. Poplar with a 3, missed off the back rim. Offensive rebound back to Joseph. Joseph, baseline J, missed off the rim. Tap out goes to Wong for the offensive rebound through traffic. Battle for the loose ball. Calcaterra tries to force up a tie, but it's loose. Caravan comes up with a basketball in the corner. Here goes UConn with it. Under 14 minutes left to go. Pass out to the left corner. Aline keeps it in play. Into the hands to Newton. Newton with a 3, sinks it down. Tristan Newton with a 3 ball. Everything dropping its way for UConn, being 3s tonight. 14-4 for the Huskies with 13.5 minutes left. And we have a trip fall on the floor. Isaiah Wong got tripped up attacking the rim. The clock will stop with 13:32. I'm from Massachusetts, so I'm not too far away from Connecticut. Yeah, I'm about like an hour away from Stonington, where I am. I'm like not too far away from the Rhode Island border. 13:30 remaining. That's the second personal foul picked up by UConn in this game. So one personal picked up each by Newton and Jackson so far. Inbound to Miami. O'Meara at the left elbow, dribbles up to the key, swings it out right wing perimeter. It's Harlan Beverly. Beverly working on Calcaterra. Puts up a tough shot, missed off the front rim, and the rebound controlled by Newton. Newton outlet looking for Klingon, deflected out of bounds, and the referees will say it's last touched by the Canes. Just 4 points they have allowed Miami to score so far in the first 6.5 minutes. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's beautiful out there. I've been to Mystic quite a bit. So I'm like 55 minutes to an hour away from Stonington, because that's like the closest place to me from the Connecticut line, because I'm out in Southeast Mass. So I have to drive through all of Rhode Island, and then you get on you cross at 95 in the border. It's going to be Miami basketball, so they will roll this Miami inbound. 13 minutes left to go. Yeah, I'm like 20 minutes away from Providence. So I never really grew up as like a Boston College fan, because I'm like an hour south from Boston, even though I've been a Celtics fan my whole life. It's just, even though I'm from Massachusetts, I'm like, Amherst is nowhere even close to where I am. It's like 2.5 hours away for Amherst compared to like Providence. URI's closer, Bryant's closer, Brown and Providence are the two closest ones. That's a three, good by Isaiah Wong. So 14-7 now. 12.5 left to go. Joey Calcaterra on top to Aline. Over to the left wing, it goes to Newton. Newton double-teamed. He gets trapped, and that's what Miami's going to have to do in this game. See if they can force steals that way. Klingon, though, receives the pass at the rim, puts it up, puts it through. Good for two. Plus the foul by Donovan Klingon. 16-7 now. They gambled on the trap. They almost got him at midcourt, and then Caravan floats the pass down low to Klingon, and Klingon able to put it up over a complete size advantage over Harlan Beverly. That's 7'2", over 6'5". Hey, that's awesome. Allen from Esquimalt Beach. It's incredible. Wow, I gotta go down there someday. Haven't been in that area in quite a bit of time. Klingon missed the free throw. 12:15 left. Miami comes up with a rebound. Isaiah Wong dribbles up to the free throw circle. Wong out to the right wing. It goes to Joseph. Joseph bounce pass over to Walker. Walker attacks inside the paint. Missed the layup. Rebound controlled by Calcaterra for UConn. Over to Hawkins at the wing. Hawkins, his pass deflected. Intercepted. Jumped the route here for Miami. And right to the rim, they'll score the layup. That's crucial points. 2 of those by Harlan Beverly. And that is one of those things that they have to do, just forcing interceptions. Oh my goodness. Some incredible hustle by Miami here. Bensley Joseph could not complete the steal. He could not complete the steal, but he flew right in to where all the monitors and computers are, right at the scorer's table. Lines and lines and lines of monitors and computers over there. Tried to save it, but it went on the bounce. 16-9 the score. We take the timeout. 11:40 left to go before halftime here with UConn up by 7. Alright, if you guys are doing a stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. Next stream, I plan on being back live on Monday night covering the national championship game. Adama Sanogo, top scorer so far, 8 points. 2 of those buckets he made from 3-point range, straight away from the top. The other one he made underneath the hoop gut position in the low post. 3-point shot made each by Jordan Hawkins and Tristan Newton. UConn shooting 6 for 11 currently, 4 for 7 from 3-point range, and holding Miami to shoot just 3 for 15 from the floor currently. Miami's in this game right now because they forced 4 UConn turnovers. couple really good interceptions leading to buckets. And that's exactly what they'll have to do. They'll have to start to pressure UConn as much as possible, get right into the Arkansas textbook, which Arkansas did for a little bit in the second half, and they were able to get points off those steals, but at the end of the day, it didn't matter on the scoreboard because it was very lopsided either way. But they did force 15 turnovers in that game. Yeah, UConn's worst loss this season came against St. John's. St. John's had 20 forced turnovers they forced to UConn. So UConn turned it over a season-high 20 times against St. John's, a really, really solid, scrappy defensive team. Man, what a wild tournament. Cannot believe there's just one more game after this today. Winner of this game will take on San Diego State. San Diego State won at the buzzer. Lamont Butler drilled a deep two as time expired. It was wild. Yeah, I heard about that. That's too bad. Oh, man. Yeah, he was supposed to be like a player that could take a leap next season. Just unfortunate. Just hopefully the young man can seek help and start to improve and better himself every day from here on out. We get back to action. 11:40 left to go. UConn 7-point lead and with the basketball. Naheem Aline on the floor with Donovan Clingan, Tristan Newton, Jordan Hawkins, and Joey Calcaterra. There's a deep range three launched by Newton, but he missed, skipped around the rim and out. Goes back to Miami. Nigel Pack. Bounce pass. Oh, nice cutter as they will go reverse, and it got through. That is good. Bensley Joseph, a strong reverse-handed layup, working his way, snuck around Donovan Clingan. 5-point game now, showing signs of life for Miami. 11 minutes left to go. UConn with possession. Aline running the point at the top. Aline dribbles up to the mid-block. Aline puts up the shot, missed around the rim. The follow no good as well by Calcaterra, and the rebound back to Miami with a reach and fall picked up in the backcourt, charge to Calcaterra. The game clock will stop with 10:51. So that is Alan Breed from Providence who got suspended today. He had a weapon on campus that he flashed at his girlfriend that he was trying to assault on campus. So, yeah, he got suspended. That's a no-no, and hopefully he's able to seek help and just be able to have better days in the future for him to get back to playing. 10:25 left. Missed shot by Miami. UConn turned it over. 5th turnover of the game of the Huskies out on the break. Miami gonna throw it down behind the defense. Two-handed jam by Harlan Beverly. It's only a 3-point game. Porter, welcome back in, man. 10 minutes left to go before halftime. Miami in the early stage of this game, they were on hot water. They trailed 9-2, but now they're in a 9-2 run in the last 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Pass down low, Sanogo. Back into the game. He scores up and in off the backboard behind the D. Adama Sanogo just having a phenomenal start so far. 10 points already in the first 10 minutes and 15 seconds. 5-point game, Canes with a possession. Pack at the top. Pack dribbles up to the right corner. Swings it out to the wing to Anthony Walker. Walker takes an open three, missed off the back rim, and the rebound controlled by Sanogo. So Sanogo now back on the floor, well rested. He's got 10 of the 18 so far. Sanogo outside to Calcaterra. Swings it over to Hassan Diarra. Diarra guarded at the edge of the logo by Bensley Joseph. Diarra, Calcaterra lobbed out, low block Sanogo. Kick out corner out to the wing it goes. Over to Calcaterra, launches for a three. Off the back rim, missed. Battle for the rebound, tipped up, and it goes right back to Miami with Bensley Joseph. 9 minutes left to go. Miami hanging in right now after a slow start. Double team inside a key. Tough shot. Missed off the back rim. No good. Battle for the bucket here, and that is good. +1 with a putback. Jordan Miller, man. What a putback there, soaring over multiple UConn defenders. Gutted to drop in the foul. We got ourselves a ball game. I think for the opportunity in this game for Miami, you have to hang in for 35 minutes. If you hang in for 35 minutes, you can win this game late at the free throw line. You could win this game late at the free throw line. They're just so good at the free throw line. Miller, 13 for 13 on Sunday against Texas, makes the free throw. 2-point game. 8:57 left to go. Miami showing signs of life right now. Both of these teams have been incredible in the second half. Miami turned a 13-point deficit into a victory over Texas. Also came back in a 16-1 run and beat Drake in the first round. Calcaterra almost lost it. Jumper. Missed the free throw circle. Tipped up. Caravan into the hands of Sanogo. Sanogo gets fouled as he tried to put up the shot. 2 free throws coming up at the line for Sanogo. $8:37 left to go. Miami's got 3 personal fouls so far. UConn with 6. This is a Miami team that doesn't fall too often. Football, welcome to the stream. Joe, welcome in. Things going pretty well, man. 2 free throws here by Sanogo. And first one missed short. Second shot by Sanogo, and that's good. 19-16, 8:37 left. Nigel Pack crosses midcourt for Miami. Into the hands to Harlan Beverly. Beverly back outside of Pack. 15 on the shot clock. Pack at the wing. Step back 3 for the tie. Got it! Rattles in by Nigel Pack. It's 19 even. What a comeback here by Miami. They're starting to pressure UConn a little bit with the ball. Hawkins receives the handoff towards his left. Floats the pass over to Newton. Newton at the left wing perimeter. 12 on the shot clock. Newton at the free throw circle. Passes. Backdoor cut. Oh, that's beautiful. Joey Calcaterra up and in off the glass. Scores for 2. Should be 21-19. Missed shot at the rim by Pack. Rebounded by Sanogo. Here's UConn looking to push it. 7:40 left to go. And we do have a turnover. Far side of the floor for UConn as they got called in a turnover. Wow, some elite game we got here as of late in this one. Miami, couple of big buckets behind the defense. They've got steals as well to go along with it. And able to respond right back after it was not so close right from the start. It is close right now. 21-19. UConn, 2-point lead. So yeah, slow start for both of these teams, trying to put the ball into the bucket so far. And that's exactly what Miami needs to get this game to be close and close and close throughout, because the start of this game looked like it got out of hands. It was not close, but as long as you can keep it close for 35 minutes in total, you have an opportunity there. And right now, they are hanging in on the glass for the Canes, 12-12 in the rebounds. Offensive rebounds are in favor of Miami, 6-2 at the moment. So critical right now. Critical component here is just being able to hang in on the glass for the Canes. And Jordan Miller battling hard. He's actually the top rebounder. Norchad Omir has got 0 offensive rebounds. He's got 2 rebounds, But Jordan Miller's got 5 rebounds total, 3 of those offensive boards. Miami's got their tournament experience in a deep run situation before. Went to the Elite 8 last year. And UConn, they do have younger players on this team. All of them have made incredible strides to make impacts this season. What's good, Jeff on the stream? Welcome in. Yeah, both of these teams are really good in the second half. UConn has looked like another animal in half number 2, how they've come out. Like, Gonzaga was great in the second half this season. UConn torched them. This Miami team came down from 13 down, beat Texas, came down, trailed against Drake, and they came from behind and won that game. But UConn has just been another animal. UConn's got a higher points differential in the second half than Miami, but both of these teams have exploded in the second half. It's going to be interesting to see the second half game, because you can never count out Miami, especially how they came back against Texas and won that game. And then UConn, if they get hot in the first 2 minutes like they did against Gonzaga in half number 2, it could be tough to come back, but I would not count out this Miami squad because they've done it twice. They're resilient. They closed it out against Drake. They had a 16-1 run against Drake to come back and win. Michael, thanks so much for joining in again. 7:30 left to go. We get back to action. Miami with a possession. Isaiah Wong, top of the key. Dribbles up inside the key now for Wong. Bounce pass over to a cutter. Poplar, backdoor, missed the layup. And he got knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Miami. Red Sox are my baseball team. Wow, Jim Larranaga has been coaching for 37 years total. 7:10 left to go. UConn with the ball as they will attack downhill to the rim. That's good. Tristan Newton up and in off the backboard for 2. 7 minutes left to go. Spin move inside. Blocked by Sanogo. UConn comes out with a possession. Pass midcourt. UConn will slow it down with Newton. Newton on the floor with Hawkins, Sanogo, Caravan, and Naheem Aline. Andre Jackson got into quick foul trouble, so he hasn't seen the floor in quite a bit of time. Newton out to the wing. Hawkins. Hawkins made the first 3 of the game. That's it so far, though. Aline at the left wing. Pass off the roll down. Sanogo down low. Sanogo up for 2. It's good. Inside the low post. Cutting to the hoop. Adama Sanogo, an absolute animal. 6:20 left to go. Sanogo with a monstrous game so far. He has scored 12 of 25 points. Check that, 13. He made a free throw as well, so 13 points. Approaching the 6-minute mark remaining. Pack, step back 3 in the air, missed off the back rim. Sanogo comes out with a defensive rebound. Miami struggled to finish at the rim in this game. A lot of tough reverse-handed layups because UConn's defense, with its size and its length, has made it tough to get to the rim in this game for Miami. So exactly what they did against Texas, with very little resistance and rim protection at the rim. It's tough here in this game. Hawkins off the turn and curl. Missed the layup, though. A little bit too tall off the glass. Goes back to Miami. 5:40 left to go. They'll spot up. Take a 3. Off the back rim. Missed by Wong. Offensive rebound. Omir. Got it altered at the side of the rim. No good. Back it goes to UConn. 5.5 remaining. UConn's defense holding in tough. Limiting Miami to just 19 points right now from the floor and 26% shooting. Naheem Aline turns the corner over to Hawkins. Lob goes off to Sanogo. Sanogo down at the low left block. Backs his way. Draws a double team. Sanogo moves it out to the wing. And he got called in the travel. So it's a turnover called on Sanogo. And the clock will stop with under 5.5 minutes left. Verdon, welcome to the stream, man. What a game. Sanogo altering it in so many big ways so far with a block and 13 total points. 5 minutes left to go. Miami with possession. Jumper. Elbow. Halfway down. Rolled around the rim and out. Missed by Wong. Goes right back to UConn with a defensive rebound. Tristan Newton. At the top of the key, sends it off to Hawkins. No points by Miami in almost 4 minutes. UConn's defense limiting a Miami team that ranks top 30 in the nation in total offense, and we get a shooting foul. 2 shots coming up at the free throw line for UConn, and Nigel Pack is down right now. Nigel Pack needs a moment. He is down. Good to see Pack able to get up. Yeah, Pack might have took a shot from the face here. We'll see. By Tristan Newton as he went up. Newton going up over Pack inside the key. Pack's alright, so great sign to see. 2 free throws here at the line for Newton. First one is good. Yep, Red Sox play the Cubs. Looks like 3 games at Wrigley. They play July 14, July 15, and July 16. Second free throw is good. So almost a 4-minute scoring drought right now for Miami. UConn going in an 8-zip run last 3.5 minutes. Wooga Poplar at the right wing. He's on the floor with Wong, Miller, Pack, and O'Meara. As that shot gets blocked out of bounds. Donovan Clingan making a big impact right there, denying a layup attempt by Miami. 3rd block of the game. Get that out of there, says Clingan. Yup, Nigel Pack, a transfer from K-State. And a turnover off the inbound by Miami. 4:17 left to go. They didn't even have the camera panned on that, and they turned it over. It looks like we're going to take a timeout on the floor as well. 27-19. 8-point lead for UConn as we take the timeout with 4:17 left. I believe so. Looked like it was going to go back to UConn possession. I got the audio out on the floor. The camera wasn't even panned, so let me double check that call on the floor there. I thought from what I saw it was a turnover. The camera didn't catch it. Looked like they were going back into the direction of UConn for the next possession. No, Miami took a timeout. They couldn't get the inbound in time. Okay. So they took a timeout by Miami. So it looks like it's going to stay Miami basketball because the referees pointed in that direction and UConn's players were walking in that direction, but Miami able to burn a timeout before the 5-second call. So they able to just get that off in time. It looks like 27-19 with an 8-point lead. Basketball is my favorite sport to cover, but yeah, I announced for a couple of D3 schools, so I cover like all different types of sports for them. Last week I was covering baseball. Actually, tomorrow I got a softball game that I'm supposed to cover. So it's been, in the springtime now, it's been between baseball, softball, and lacrosse. Those are the three sports that I cover in the springtime. Yeah, it's been pretty busy this spring with a lot of games going on. Fall is pretty busy too because I do football at some of the schools and also I do like a bunch of volleyball games too. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Stat you don't see too often, Miami shooting just 23% from the floor in this game. UConn's defense just so much more size with their length, giving Miami a whole ton of problems. Because it's tough to finish at the rim against this team. They got either Sanogo, who's a force down low, or Clingan, who's 7'2". And actually, this is really promising for UConn because Andre Jackson, he impacts the game at all levels. Jackson's been on the bench for quite a bit of time in this first half. Jackson has 2 personal fouls. So, when Jackson gets back on the floor, he can do a little bit of everything. He's such a great utility player for him. He's a point forward for the team. And he's yet to make an impact today. No points, just 1 rebound and no assists for Jackson. Yet to attempt a shot, but he didn't play much because he got into quick foul trouble early on in the first 3 minutes. But with that said, UConn's up by 8 with Jackson not even making an impact in this game. And that goes to show how many different players there are to make an impact for UConn. Okay, so back from the timeout. Quick update about that call. Yeah, they actually had it wrong in the game log. So it was a turnover by Miami. Miami turned it over right before we took the timeout. 4 minutes left to go. UConn with a possession. A 3. Overshot the rim. No good. Out of bounds. An air ball. It'll go back to the Canes with 3:56 left. That's an air ball by Naheem Aline. And we will go below the 4-minute timeout here. So below the 4-minute timeout now with 3:56 left. Yeah, I think the telling sign of the second half is going to be the first 2 minutes. If UConn comes out and they explode in the first 2 minutes of the second half, it's going to look like their last game, deja vu, all over again, where they just come out, explode. There's nothing that their opponent can do. Right now, Miami's searching for answers. And UConn's forcing them into low percentage shots. They're forcing Miami away from the rim. And that's where the low percentage shots are occurring, and they just haven't been able to get to the rim. Just so much size in this UConn squad. That's how they forced Gonzaga away from the rim. Gonzaga, #1 in the nation in field goal shooting percentage. And they just took him away from the rim. Like, whenever Drew Timme would try to set up down low, they would force Drew Timme to get more towards, like, a mid-range opportunity for Drew Timme. Like, they gave him nothing easy on... They give him nothing easy down low. You have to earn it from mid-range and beyond, basically, to beat UConn. Clutch, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in, man. Yep. Yeah, it's crazy how much the channel has grown here past couple of years. Yeah, he hasn't had many attempts tonight for Hawkins, but the first shot he looked good. Like, he put all those all the news about his injury bug or of his illness bug with a stomach bug to rest on the first shot he made. He hasn't made a shot ever since, though, for Hawkins. So Hawkins 1 for 3. He had a good look at the layup, but couldn't finish at the rim for Hawkins. (27-19). UConn with 7 total turnovers, so that's allowed Miami to at least operate and get some points off of those turnovers today. But Miami in a 4-minute and 22-second scoring drought right now. Sanogo with 13 points himself. And whenever Sanogo scores 20 or greater, they are 19-0 all-time with Sanogo on the team for UConn. Back from the timeout, Miami looking to see if they can finally get a bucket here, entering a 4.5-minute plus scoring drought. They missed 9 layups tonight. Nothing is easy at the rim for this UConn defense. Another one missed right there, but the putback is good off the second chance opportunity for the Canes. So that's a make by Jordan Miller. UConn with the ball. 3:20 left to go before halftime. Left wing perimeter. Joey Calcaterra, bounce pass on top over to Aline. Handoff to Newton towards his left around the perimeter. Newton outside to the top. It goes to Caravan. Klingon outside. Newton rises for the J. Deep 2 off the rim. No good. A rebound controlled by Poplar. Poplar will take it quick up the floor. Wooga shovels out to the top to Pack. Under 3 minutes left to go. Nigel Pack moves it out to his right to Wong. Wong at the top, 18 on the shot clock. Wong over to Omir, handoff Wong. Wong free throw circle, drives inside the paint. Wong, tough jumper, off the back from no good. Solid contest there by Calcaterra. So it goes right back to UConn. Calcaterra floats the pass outside to Aline. Over to the corner, 3 on his way. Missed off the mark, offensive rebound. Aline, second chance, and he got it to drop. Up and in off the backboard. Strong follow right there by Naheem Aline for UConn. 29-21. 2:20 left to play. Omir hands it off to Miller. Jab step at the wing. Dribbles up to the elbow. Miller inside the key working on Caravan. Miller. Low block. Miller looking to pass it back out. He does. Bounce pass to a cutter and missed the layup. Again, another opportunity at the rim. Up and under move by Isaiah Wong. Could not finish. Over to Aline inside the key. Aline powers his way. Missed off the mark off the fingertips of Klingon as it goes back to Miami. Wong, kick out corner. Here's a 3. We got Poplar off the back rim. No good. Had the best look all game long. Tipped up to Aline for the defensive rebound. Aline, open at the wing is Calcaterra. Out to the top. It goes to a Caravan. He'll slow it down into the hands to Newton. Low scoring game with 1:35 remaining before halftime. Miami jumped the route, trying to pick it off. It does not work out in that favor. There's a 3 open with space by Joey Calcaterra, and he drains it. 32-21. The difference between a 29-23 game and a 32-31 game right there a moment ago. Miami almost had the interception, a pick 6 jumping the route type like play. But UConn able to find Calcaterra off the Miami gamble, and he drilled it with space. Pack with a 3, Pack with a laser. Straight down the shoot for the 3. Really needed that bucket there for Miami. 1 minute left to go before halftime. UConn pass midcourt with Calcaterra. Bounce pass left wing perimeter to Newton. Newton guarded by Wong. Pick set by Klingon. Newton swings it out to the wing. Aline. Aline. Jumper. Mid-range to the key. Got it. Naheem Aline, the Virginia Tech transfer, drills the 2. Just so many moving pieces in this UConn squad. Naheem Aline 2 years ago made the buzzer beater in the first round of the NCAA tournament against Florida. That took the game into overtime. Florida won that game with Colin Castleton taking over an overtime lob. Deflected out of bounds. Donovan Klingon, huge deflection, rejecting the backdoor alley-oop lob attempt, looking to go to Norchad Omir, and Klingon sees it, and he sends that one right into the front row. 19 seconds left to go. Heads up play there by Klingon, just getting rid of that basketball. Inbound for Miami underneath. It goes to Omir at the wing. Omir inside the key. Moves it out to the corner. That's a turnover. In and out of the hands of Bensley Joseph. A little bit too tall off the pass by Omir. 14 seconds remaining. UConn will have it for the final possession before halftime. We'll have a timeout taken on the floor first. Miami will burn a timeout right now. 34-24. UConn operating tremendous at all levels right now on the floor. 48% shooting, 42% from 3. And holding Miami to 25%. 9 for 36 in this first half. What a start. So many moving pieces on this UConn squad to stop. 3 blocks for UConn. One of those blocks each by Sanogo, Caravan, and Klingon. UConn opened up the scoring with a 3. With Jordan Hawkins. That's his only made bucket of the game with 3 points. Sanogo has made 2 threes as UConn led 9-0 to start off the game. Miami got back into it on a 9-2 run. Now here's UConn up by 10. 14 seconds left to go. It'll be Huskies inbound. Caravan off to the backcourt. It goes to Aline. And they'll have Andre Jackson back for the second half as well. Barely played in the first half. Out to the right wing, Calcaterra off to Klingon. Handoff, dribbles baseline. Newton out to the left wing. Open three at the buzzer. Oh, it's good for UConn. Baseline dribble, kick out to the wing. Alex Caraban, a laser right through the cylinder for the three as we head into half. And it's UConn 37, Miami 24. Perfectly set up play for the Huskies. Baseline drive, Tristan Newton, kick out to the wing. So much space, so much court space to operate. Alex Caraban, nothing but net. These are only first-year players. Caraban in his first season. The future is incredible for UConn. Halftime, here we go. 37-24 with the Huskies dominant in half number one. Perfectly set up play. They are 27-3 under head coach Dan Hurley when leading at the half. Yep, needed a three right before half, and they got it. Caraban. Calcaterra. Klingon. Those are three first-year players for the Huskies making impact plays in the Final Four game. The future is bright in stores. 37-24 as we enter halftime here. Just been simply impressive. They could even do more offensively, but for what we've seen defensively here, it is just an incredible display of defense in that first half. Miami held to just 25% shooting, 9 for 36 in the first half. It's just so much size, so much depth of this UConn squad. So many pieces moving back and forth that it's just so tough for anybody to compete against. And Andre Jackson hasn't even gotten going. Jackson was close to a triple-double against Gonzaga. Tonight he picked up 2 personal fouls early on in this game, and they're up by 13 without Jackson. He's barely played. That just goes to show just how deep the squad is. 13 by Sanogo, 7 by Newton. Newton's got 5 assists. 8 points from the bench by Calcaterra. He's 2 for 3 from 3. Naheem Aline with 4. 3 by Hawkins. So many players making an impact. Lamorris, welcome to the stream. CF, welcome back in. Vernon, glad to have you guys back in. Yep, Huskies definitely hauling in this one. John, welcome on board again. So Miami, they were down by 13 against Texas, but they were able to exploit the mismatch that Texas was without Dylan Dessou in that game, and they didn't have much rim protection. So in this game, attack the paint just simply is not working. Not working against UConn. Just so much size down low. I think they missed, it's got to be eight shots at the rim, I believe, in this game, because they had a graphic up at 7, late stage of the first half. I believe it's 8 shots they missed at the rim for Miami. Isaiah Wong just 1 for 6. Jordan Miller, the top scorer, with 7. He's got 8 rebounds. Norchad Omier tonight's only got 3 rebounds. They've kept themselves hanging in on the glass, though. They're only -2 on the glass, 21-19. So they're not getting crushed in the glass. They're actually +6 in offensive rebounds, which is odd, because UConn's one of the top offensive rebounding teams in the nation, but Miami leading the offensive glass 9-3 in the first half. I took UConn. Yeah, I took UConn in my initial bracket to the national championship game. I had Alabama in my initial bracket winning it also. That unfortunately didn't go my way, but the team that beat Alabama will be the team that faces the winner of this game. Yeah, this game is far from over, though. Based on Miami coming from behind twice against two teams in the bracket so far. So I would not call this a ball game just yet. It's going to be difficult, though, without Jackson hasn't even made an impact yet for UConn. And he's been incredible throughout this tournament. Like, now you have to go figure how to stop Andre Jackson. And he's a point forward for the team and hasn't been able to record a single assist yet and only has 1 rebound and no points. So he basically sat out that entire second half almost. And that's just a new player to incorporate into the second half to see if Miami can stop. Like, this is impressive. 25% shooting by Miami. Like, I wonder what that shooting number will be against San Diego State. Like, out of the Final Four teams today, they were the worst offensive team in the Final Four for San Diego State. They got it done. They won over FAU today. Yeah, he scored the first bucket for Hawkins. After that, he's yet to score, though. UConn's going into halftime, all the momentum. Yeah, it should. That's my first time I covered a buzzer beater in a while. What a game that was. I uploaded that buzzer beater on there. I got that posted, the link into the chat. So now's a good time. If you haven't seen my buzzer beater already, got it posted out there. Feel free to do so if you guys would like. It's pinned to the chat. Yeah, that was wild. Hawkins is playing, so Hawkins is 1 for 3 from the floor for Hawkins, but he hasn't really had a big impact. He's just got 3 points, and his only basket he made was on the first shot attempt that he got in. UConn led 3-0. Yep, I remember Vegas calling the buzzer beater in the chat before it happened. What a wild game. The ultimate choke, yep. Yeah, Jason Tatum's buzzer beater in Game 1 against the Nets last year probably goes down as one of the top ones. Of course, there's always people that come back to my streams and react and blame the refs about giving San Diego State the victory today. Wow, Kemba versus Kawhi. What a throwback there. Yeah, 2011 UConn. Wow. I thought that game was done when San Diego State committed the technical foul and got down by 14 points. I thought it was done right there. Like, I could not believe they came back from 14 points down. Wow, that's wild. 8 points in 20 seconds to win the game. That is wild. Yeah, there was that Northern Iowa Texas A&M game, I think, from 2016 with like 48 seconds left, where there was a 12-point comeback to force overtime. John Jr., thanks so much for the dono. Really appreciate it. Let's get that dono hype out in the chat here for John Jr. You guys are the legends here on the channel. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a long halftime. I think these halftimes in like the Final Four of the national championship are about like 30 minutes or so. Yeah, so this is going to be a long halftime. Yeah, UConn is just so strong. I wouldn't count out San Diego State because they beat Alabama. In my honest opinion, I thought Alabama would take it all based on like watching the conference tournament games the week prior, covering Alabama where they torched Texas A&M. I was like, wow, this team is unbelievable. And I saw it coming for UConn. UConn started off 14-0. They started off. And they've been at the top of the nation in adjusted efficiency. They actually got disrespected by a lot of the national media. There was a time that UConn hit like a skid. I think it was in January. They hit like a losing skid. They actually started off 4-5 in the Big East for UConn. And then a lot of people were like, why are they even ranked? Why are they even receiving votes for UConn? This goes back to like mid-January. They lost against St. John's by 11. And after that game that they lost against St. John's, they did lose one more against Seton Hall. After that, though, they only had 3 losses by a combined 7 points. Last 4 losses are by a combined 9 points. That's the last 4 losses by a combined 9 points. Crazy. Yep. Yeah, I was not sold on the Mountain West this year, just like previous years historically. Like, what a run they have made. I actually took them to the Sweet 16. When I made that pick, I wasn't too high about it. Because I thought that they had like an easy path to get there. The first 2 games looked like on paper a walk in the park, and first one was pretty close against Charleston. They took that one. And then if they got past Charleston, they would pound Furman, which they did, because that's putting a 1-day rest on a team that had beat Virginia, but plays a physical game against the San Diego State team. That was just too much. And then the one against Alabama, like, wow, that really put the nation on notice. Yeah, he is great for Dusty May. Heartbreak for his team, man. I feel for those guys, but he's got the chance to do something special next year for Dusty May, and he if he does come back to Florida Atlantic, all depends on who comes back for the players. They have a chance to run it back next year. Yeah, they have 13 upper class players for the Aztecs. I think 8 of those players were seniors, I believe. Just what a end to the first game, because out of all the teams to win at the buzzer beater, the name San Diego State, when you think about buzzer beaters, probably, especially this season, would not, most likely not happen. Like a team that has been basically through their defense, getting them throughout this tournament. A team that has struggled offensively, making a game-winning shot on the final possession. That's just something special. Roy, thanks so much for joining in again. Yeah, it's just been crazy how fast this tournament's flown by. So feel free to join back in for Monday night for the national championship. After that, hoping to cover the NBA for the next couple of months. Playoffs coming for the NBA very soon. Yeah, they have a chance to run it back next year. So I would keep going with his squad. A lot of those key guys were sophomores on his team. I think they had just one senior. They almost got it for Florida Atlantic. Because usually the typical history tells you that Cinderella type team, it usually most likely will end in the Final Four. George Mason, Loyola Chicago, VCU. It didn't for Butler. Butler, that was the team that Gordon Hayward was on. Brad Stevens, the head coach. Butler against Duke. Right down to the final shot. I would take UConn, in my honest opinion. Thinking about it, it would not surprise me now if San Diego State does win that game against UConn if they play each other. Because I'm looking back at previous tournaments. Baylor, Kansas, both of them were number 1 seeds projected to be in the 2020 tournament before it got canceled. Both of them won back-to-back national championships. San Diego State, number 1 projected seed or a 2 in 2020. They went 30-2, and here they are in the national championship. Just so surreal. I do like UConn in that game, in my honest opinion, but hey, San Diego State took out Alabama, so you don't know. Thing is, Alabama isn't that efficient, that's the thing. Alabama attempts frequent amount of threes, whereas UConn just gives you so many different looks. They mix it up all over on you. It would have to be a low-scoring game to do so for the Aztecs to have any chance. Yeah, they'd have to hang in the whole game. Hands with a $10 dono. Appreciate it. Let's get that dono hype out for Hands in the stream. Reginald, welcome to the stream. You guys, the legends here in the channel. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. Right now, we're just at halftime at the moment. I got my buzzer beater call to the game-winning finish with San Diego State on the buzzer beater over Florida Atlantic today. That link is posted in the chat. So if you haven't checked that out already, feel free to do so. As you still got time. We're right now at halftime. Yeah, so a lot of the key players for Florida Atlantic, they are sophomores. Jonald Davis, Nick Boyd, Giancarlo Rosado, Elijah Martin, who dropped down 26. He's a sophomore. Vladislav Golden, a sophomore. Man, the future's bright for FAU. Very, very bright. A team basically filled with their key players being sophomores took a 13 upper-class roster team with San Diego State. 8 seniors, 5 juniors. Right down to the wire. FAU led 98% of that game. Like, you know something special is going to happen in the future. If Dusty May stays, if his players stay, I really like their chances next year to... It's so tough in the tournament because there's so many good teams, especially with the transfers that come in, but they have a good chance to potentially run it back for next year for FAU. And they're also playing in the American too. In the teams that's going with them, they're pretty good for the teams that's going with them. They're like top tier CUSA teams. So now their schedule gets even better. Might not be the best schedule. But now they get to play teams like Memphis in the conference. So there's 6 CUSA teams joining the American. Charlotte, FAU. North Texas, Rice, UAB, and Texas San Antonio. So you have 3 top-tier teams. 2 of those teams met in the NIT championship with UAB and North Texas. And then Charlotte won the CBI. That's the top 4 teams out of the Conference USA going to the American, along with Rice and UTSA. Debbie, welcome in. And plus now, they'll play Memphis. Tulane has been pretty solid the past couple of seasons. I don't think they've been to a tournament since like the 90s or the 80s for Tulane. They have the head coach of former Georgia State, Ron Hunter, who he beat Baylor in the 14 versus 3 game back in 2016. And that program started to turn a corner, so they might sneak in next year into the bracket. It'd be the first time in a long time. Here we go, second half. This second half's going to tell us a lot. I think the first 2 minutes of the second half, if UConn comes out firing, making their shots like they did against Gonzaga, then it very well could be over. But if Miami comes out, they put themselves on the gas pedal and able to hit shots to come back into this game, then watch out. They're destined for a run like they did in the last one. Down by 13. Miami came down by 13 to beat Texas 88-81. In the Elite 8, as here we go. UConn with the ball first, right to left on the floors. We start off half number 2 of action. Caravan made a 3 right before the buzzer. Lobs it over to Sanogo. Over to Hawkins. Hawkins slides it out to the top of the key to Caravan. Out to the left wing, it goes to Jackson. Jackson, a non-factor in the first half, did not play many minutes. Got in a quick foul trouble. Down low, Sanogo puts it up, puts it through. It's good for 2. Up and in off the backboard for the Huskies. Great start with Sanogo. He's up to 15. UConn 19-0 undefeated. When Sanogo scores 20 points or greater, he is inching up that way. Pack out to the left corner. Miami able to save it. Poplar dribbles inside the key, working on Hawkins. Lost it, turned it over. First possession, not a good one for the Canes as Wooga Poplar lost it and it went out of bounds. That's a tough possession, and now if UConn goes and scores, just makes the hole even deeper. And then if UConn makes a 3, gets even worse for Miami, then you're looking at most likely it's over. Sanogo, hand off to the outside to Newton. Newton towards the right wing, moves on top. Caravan into the hands. Hawkins back out to the top. Open 3 straight away. Off the rim, no good. Tipped up, tipped to the corner. Poplar comes up with a defensive rebound. Off the miss by Caravan. First minute through the second half, Miami with a possession. Jumper at the elbow. That missed way short by Wooga Poplar. Rebound Caravan. Huskies will slow it past midcourt. Newton off to Jackson. Into the hands of Sanogo, top of the key. Sanogo guarded by O'Meara. Bounce pass right wing Hawkins. Hawkins took over to start the second half against Gonzaga. Outside, Newton. Jackson point forward. Hands it off to Newton. Newton attacks inside the paint. Newton out to the corner. Up fake. Sanogo drives baseline. Sanogo right to the rim. He scores up and off the backboard. Oh, baby, what a freight train out there for number 21, Adama Sanogo. Ain't no stopping him tonight. 17 points by Sanogo. Lob to O'Meara. O'Meara. Jumper over Hawkins. Got it. Two minutes into action of the second half. 18 minutes remaining. Things looking great for UConn for a trip to the national championship. UConn 4-1 in Final Fours in their program history. They are an undefeated 4-0 in the national championship game. All 4 victories coming in the last 25 years. Attacking the paint and no good. Missed the layup by Newton to get the offensive rebound. 3-point shot straight away. Rips it through. That's good by Caravan for the triple. Second chance points. So good. They're number 2 in the nation in offensive rebounding percentage for UConn. And right there, the reason why is Sanogo came up with a big offensive rebound, zipped it out to the top, and Caravan, an absolute laser, drilled it down from 3. They're able to make the right read once they get the offensive rebound. That's why they're so efficient this season, especially off second chance opportunities. Missed 3 off the back rim by Pack, and the ball get lost out of bounds off Miller's shoe. So it goes out of bounds off Miami. It will head back to UConn. 44-26. This one is getting just out of control. 7-2 start for the Huskies. So deep, so many moving pieces, and now you have Andre Jackson with an incredible amount of rest on the floor. Barely even played in that first half. Jackson brings up the floor into the hands to Newton. Newton at the right wing perimeter, guarded by Bensley Joseph. Newton towards his left around the perimeter. Newton passing on top. Here's a 3 straight away. Hawkins off the back rim, no good. Tipped out to the perimeter. Offensive rebound. Newton over to Hawkins. Hawkins attacks inside the paint over O'Meara, and Hawkins gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up for Jordan Hawkins. The clock will stop with 16:36. Exactly what I've said every single game that I've covered UConn. They are an absolute machine. 50% shooting for the Huskies, holding Miami to 26% shooting. 7 for 16 from 3-point range. They can do it inside, they can do it outside, and the first one is good by Hawkins. I just don't know how you stop UConn. So many moving pieces on the floor. Second one is good. 20-point lead, largest one of the game. 6 points off the bench for Miami. UConn has got 11. Here's a 3 at the wing. Missed rim short by Joseph. Offensive rebound, O'Meara. Who no? As he got that taken away. That's incredible defense right there by UConn. They triple teamed O'Meara. Here's a deep range 3. Missed off the mark by Hawkins. Tipped up in the rebound control by Pack. That would have closed out the game right there, basically, as they take it coast to coast off the rebound of the layup score by Nigel Pack. 46-28. 16:04 left to go. Pack needs a moment. Went straight into the cameraman after he scored a layup. Getting his shoelace tied right now, tying his shoe. Will King Markey, welcome back in. Yup, UConn started off 14-0. They hit a rough patch around January, and then after that loss against St. John's, they were back. And just so destructive, taking everybody out of the bracket. Ripping through this bracket like there's no tomorrow. Basketball back and UConn on the map in the national spotlight for national championship squad. The lob mistimed and it got stolen away by Miami. Under 16 minutes left to go, the Canes have possession. Pack moves it out to the left corner. Into the hands to Wong. Wong guarded by Sanogo. Wong dribbles towards his right around the perimeter. 15:35 left to go. Wong on top, sends it over to Joseph. Joseph handoff Pack. Pack towards his right. Pack bounce pass off the roll down O'Meara. And O'Meara gets fouled by Newton. 2 shots coming up at the free throw line for Norchad O'Meara with 15:32 left. We'll take a TV timeout on the floor right now. Under 16 minutes left to go. UConn out to a 9-4 second half advantage. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. Adama Sanogo, 17 points, leading the way for UConn in this game. They are 19-0 when he scores at least 20 in his career with the Huskies. He's been the player of the game. 17-7, 7 for 8 shooting, perfect, 2 for 2 from 3-point range. And Hawkins just 1 for 4 from the perimeter, 1 for 5 shooting. Imagine if Hawkins was on his game tonight, then, man, we're looking at even more right now on the scoreboard for UConn. Probably looking at, like, double the score, potentially, in this matchup if Hawkins was on point tonight. Nigel Pack with 8. He is the top scorer. 7 points by Jordan Miller, and then 5 by Isaiah Wong. Wong having a tough game, just 1 for 6 shooting. Norchad Omir's he's been limited off the glass in this game for Omir. Omir's just got 4 rebounds, only 2 points. It's been a non-factor. UConn starting to take away the glass in the second half. They're +4 right now and rebounding 26-22. So feel free to join back for my last stream of the season for college basketball national championship game. I plan on being back on Monday. After that will be the NBA. Next couple months to enter the playoffs very soon. Just no interior answer here for Miami's defense against Sanogo. San Diego State won at the buzzer. It's an incredible game. SDSU won 72-71. UConn has been on a 27-9 run ever since the score is tied 19-19. I think we're looking at the bench. Malcolm Brogdon. They didn't have Brogdon last season because they needed, like, a player that could come in and play make and not be able to turn over the basketball. He's been key this season. And also a fully healthy Rob Williams helps out too. Both of the shots good at the line for Norchad Omir. 15:30 left to play. UConn with possession. Hawkins catching fire 3. Oh, he drills it. Jordan Hawkins, he is back. Second made 3 tonight. Bang, bang from the perimeter. It's a 19-point lead. Canes with a possession. Limited to just 26% shooting. Pack, handoff to Wong. Wong with a tough game, just 1 for 8 from the floor today. Out to the top it goes. 3-point shot straight away. Got it. That is a make from downtown for Miami to respond. 16-point game. Bensley Joseph made the 3. Jackson has it at the top of the key. Ball poke loose. Wong comes up with a steal. Wong able to take it a distance. He dunks it down with a two-handed flush. All right, signs of life here for the Canes. That's a big one, and now they force pressure in the backcourt. Jackson has it. He'll take it past midcourt. 9-3 run by Miami, last minute and a half. UConn with possession with Jackson. Jackson guarded around the perimeter by Wong. Moves it out to the left wing to Newton. Newton lobbed out. Loga intercepted. Caravan not enough on that pass. Behind the defense, Miami scores in the layup. 12-point game now. Things getting interesting, and Dan Hurley will take a time on the floor. 14-18 left to go. All right, we get a ball game. Pressure, 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 pressure. That's the only way that the Canes can win this game. Keep on pressuring UConn. Keep on pressuring the basketball. And right now they are starting to do that. 49-35. Miami has the second half differential lead, 13-12. That's the reason why you never count out anybody in a game. And I think they found what Arkansas found in the Sweet 16. Arkansas started to pressure UConn, though the score does not reflect it. And right now, Miami pressuring UConn. They have to make their adjustments to keep the ball in front. That's how they're operating their points tonight from Miami. Fast break. Just getting behind the defense because nothing's been easy at the rim. So that number now has creeped up from 26% shooting to now 31% because a couple of those buckets were just rather the easiest that you could get. Steals and then layups in transition. If you guys are doing the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe on this timeout. Yeah, I actually I work in radio for production, so that's what I got my college degree in. I'm 27 right now. I actually didn't start the sports play-by-play stuff until I graduated college. Yeah, so I went to radio for hosting and production, which over time I liked what I'm doing better for production than hosting. So I actually don't host the radio station that I work at. And I honestly prefer doing the production stuff because I do a lot of like the voiceover commercial work, things like that, audio production for the radio stuff. But yeah, I didn't call play-by-play until a couple of years after college. Started off the channel and started taking some more sports stuff. And I actually was able to get into a couple colleges announcing games for them last few years. So that was pretty cool. We get back to action, 49-37. That's a 7-zip run by Miami, last 50 seconds. Caravan, looking to see if he has a better possession here than the last one. He gave away the basketball. They have had 3 turnovers on the previous 4 possessions for UConn. 14 minutes left to go. UConn with the ball at the midcourt logo. 5 in the shot clock. Caravan, top of the key. Over to Newton. 2 in the shot clock. Newton dribbles up. Newton forced up a tough shot. Missed off the back rim of the rebound. Controlled by Wong. Lost it though. Rolled past midcourt right to Caravan. Out to the corner. Jackson sets up Newton. Did not attempt a jumper. Newton swings it out to the top to Jackson. 13 and a half left to go. Jackson out to the corner. Newton. Jab step. Newton drives baseline and will have a reach and fall picked up. That's called on Jordan Miller. Clock will stop with 13:31. Hey, thanks so much, Jedi. Appreciate it. Inbound coming up for UConn. It will be underneath their hoop. 13:31 left. Lob goes to Jackson. Nice little tap over to Sanogo, but Sanogo's not going to take that shot. They pressure Hawkins. Gets it away to Caravan outside of Hawkins. Extra pass corner. Baseline drive. Jackson. Double clutch. Missed off the mark. Offensive rebound into the hands to Newton. Jackson bounce pass. Sets up Sanogo. He scores with a right-handed hook. Just so good off the initial miss. They get the rebound back. They put it up and put it through with Sanogo. Sanogo up to 19. 13 minutes left to go. The star of this game, he is 8 for 9 shooting from the floor. There's just no answer by Miami to defend Adama Sanogo. The Canes take a 3. Straight through the netting it goes. Harlan Beverly knocks down the 3. Getting interesting. That 3 just outweighed the 2 UConn made. 12:45 left to play, an 11-point game. It was not too long ago where UConn was up by 20. Jackson at the left wing. Jackson up to the free throw circle. Passes over to the elbow. Jumper. Hawkins got knocked down. He got fouled. I believe it will be 2 shots coming up. And Nigel Pack right now, yeah, I see that shot. So he is on the bench looking to find a new pair of shoes for Nigel Pack right now. Just handed over a pair of shoes to his assistant who goes running underneath the tunnel. Wow. Nigel Pack out of this game, currently in the bench, looking for a new pair of shoes right now to get himself back on the floor. First free throw is good by Hawkins. I believe this will be 2 shots. His foot seemed to be on the 3-point line. Second free throw is good by Hawkins. No, this will be 3. Wow, it's going to be 3 free throws. That looked like, from my vision, that was going to be 2 free throws, but they called it on a 3. Third free throw, missed off the mark for Hawkins. Hawkins looks like he's under the weather. So, yeah, he had came in with flu-like symptoms into this game. At the free throw line, the cameras are focused on him. He looks like completely just under the weather right now. Hopefully, he's able to heal up from Monday, considering, unless Miami comes back in this game right there, that is good off the turnaround. 53-42, Donovan Clingan on the floor at the moment in place of Sanogo. Sanogo back towards the scorer's table, though, with 12 minutes left to go. 12-4 run by Miami. Jackson accelerates. Jackson skip pass left corner. Caravan tries baseline. Caravan to the hole, and no good. Tipped off the mark by Clingan. Tipped backwards over to the wrong player. Miami came up with a rebound with Beverly. At the top, Wong will jack up a 3. Wong puts it through the chute. We get a ball game. 8-point game. Here comes the comeback for the Canes. Wow. 11:30 left to play. Still a lot of time on the clock. Miami trail by 13 points with 13 minutes against Texas. Here they are down by 8. Right now with 11:15 left. Jackson, top of the key. Jackson passes over to Clingan. Handoff. Jackson bobbled it. Got it back, though. Out to the corner. Caravan spots up with a 3. Missed off the back rim. Clingan. Offensive rebound. He puts it back in. Oh, the big fella with a second chance points right there. 7'2", Donovan Clingan with a big putback. 11 minutes left to play. Canes with the possession. Joseph. Bounce pass top of the key over to Wong. Wong at the right wing crossover, working on Jackson, takes the 3. Off the mark, no good. Contact and no call. Rebound to Clingan. UConn will slow it down. Sanogo at the scorer's table. Next whistle, he will check back in. Calcaterra into the hands to Clingan, top of the key. Clingan, handoff to Hawkins. Hawkins outside the right corner. Jackson goes over to Hawkins. Catch and fire 3. Rips it through. It's good again. Jordan Hawkins, baby, with a big-time shot. Seems all right from there. He is fired up. Spit coming out of his mouth, playing through phlegm right now by Jordan Hawkins. The flu game showing signs here, trying to channel his inner Michael Jordan. 10:05 left to go. Hawkins getting up to now 13 points. He has exploded here in the second half. 10 points in the second half for Hawkins. Missed 3 by Miami. Rebound UConn. 10 minutes left to go. Calcaterra dribbles past midcourt. Calcaterra defended by Joseph. Joseph called in the reach and follow. Clock will stop with 9:46. Timeout taken on the floor as well. Media timeout. 9:46 left to play Miami. 13-point lead, or UConn 13-point lead over Miami. Miami creeping in, but UConn 5-zip run. Wow, they got it by 8 a couple minutes ago. 5-zip response, though, for UConn. Klingon with a putback, and then Hawkins hit a big-time 3. They're +7 on the glass right now for UConn, 31-24. Defensive rebounds, they've been lighting it up, 23-14. We should see Sanogo once we get back from the timeout. Largest lead's been 20. Impressive what Miami did. They cut it to 8, but now it's back to 13. Miami's found a team that they try to come back on, but UConn has shut the door. And that's something they did not see with either Drake or Texas. And now Miami sees a different squad here with UConn that shut the door completely on them. And plus, they don't have an answer for Sanogo. Sanogo up to 19. He's 8 for 9 shooting. Sanogo was out when Miami had cut into it. We got 250 plus watching on the stream. If you guys are new in the channel, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Hit us up in the chat, by the way, who you guys got for this one, UConn or Miami. Type it in the chat if you guys would like. Yeah, we have 9:46 left to play. So, winner of this game will take on San Diego State in the national championship Monday night. I'll be on the call for that one. So, feel free to join me in for my next stream Monday night. I believe it tips off at around 9:20 p.m. Eastern time. And here comes back one of the Miami staff members rushing to the floor to retrieve a new pair of shoes for Nigel Pack to get him back to playing again. Daquan, Hot Jupiter, Avro Wolf, welcome to the stream, everybody. So we get back to action, 9:39 left to go. And Andre Jackson gets stripped down low. It will stay UConn basketball. Just one personal foul by UConn in the second half as well. And Klingon will stay in the game. So Klingon's out on the floor right now as Sanogo is still on the bench. 9:35 left. Inbound for UConn. Deflected, got intercepted in the corner by Miami. That's how they've been able to keep at least hanging in this game for the Canes, has been through forcing turnovers. Nigel Pack moves it on top over to Omir. Omir handoff to Wong. Wong dribbles back out to the perimeter. 11 turnovers by UConn, 5 by Miami. The pass sails out of bounds. Wong pushed it out to the corner. Wide of Joseph, though, as he was out of control. That's a turnover. We'll see. Only time will tell there for Felix. 9:10 left to go. Joe, welcome back in, man. Things going pretty well. Jackson will slow down tempo for UConn. Jackson at the top of the key, guarded by Wong. Makes the pass over to Aline, back into the hands to Jackson. Jackson at the right wing. Jackson dribbles up to the key, dumps it over to Aline. Aline catching fire, 3, miss rim short, tipped up by Klingon. Klingon, offensive rebound. We get a whistle. We get a foul. And that's charged to Miami. Battling for the defensive rebound, going up against 7'2" Donovan Klingon. Just relentless. Hand up in the air. He snatched it with his right hand only by Klingon. So 8:52 left. That's on Omir. Norchad Omir, 2 personal fouls. Or he's got 3 as an update, so he has 3 right now for Omir. Omir stayed in the game against Texas. It was Brock Cunningham who got called on a box out. That was a critical referee call that gave Miami a great chance at winning even further, as Brock Cunningham boxed out Omir, and Omir did not get called in the over the back. They called it on Cunningham. Second chance points right there. That is good inside the key by Naheem Aline of UConn. Bounce able to go his way off the offensive rebound, and the timeout taken by Miami. 8:26 left to go. Impact minutes by Donovan Clingan as the chant sounding here in Houston to go back to the national championship. UConn searching for number 5. 4 national championships for UConn, all within a 25-year span. 60-45 with 8:26 left to play. They can smell it if they can keep it up and close it out. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. Sanogo with 19 points. Got a breather on the bench. Should be back coming up after the timeout for Sanogo. Up by 15. Just incredible what the defense has done in this game, holding Miami to just 34% shooting. It's just an absolute machine with this UConn team. So many moving pieces that you have to go out and defend. They give you so many different looks schematically. Mel, welcome back in. Zooey, glad to have you back in the stream. Yeah, great run this season for Miami. It's just this UConn team right now looks completely unstoppable. I think San Diego State's going to give them a good game, though, but it's so tough to beat UConn, how they've been ripping through this bracket. Oof, sorry to hear that, Mike. So sorry to hear that. We're going to get back to action. UConn 47% shooting from the floor. Miami held at just 34% today. For a Canes team that had been lighting it up in this bracket. Plus 10 on the glass now for UConn, 34-24. With 8:26 left to go. Donovan Clingan will stay in the game in place of Sanogo. So Sanogo still on the bench, back from the timeout huddle. Seven-zip run, last 2 minutes, 40 seconds by UConn. So Sanogo right now on the bench, 19 total points, the top scorer. Miami gets the inbound. We get back to action. Wong on the floor with Omir, Miller, Bensley Joseph, and Nigel Pack. So they have found new shoes to fit Pack as he is back on the floor. Miller takes the jumper at the elbow, around the rim and out. Offensive rebound, Omir. Omir over Clingan, gutted the drop. 13-point game with 8 minutes left. UConn will slow it down. Naheem Aline on the floor with Caravan, Clingan, Calcaterra, and Newton. Clingan, handoff to Newton, top of the key. Newton at the low block, lost it, battle for the basketball. It's loose, it's down in the hardwood and scooped up by Omir. We're going to tie up here on the floor, though. Possession arrow will go to Miami. Jordan Hawkins is supposed to be a first-round pick for UConn. Yeah, I think I've seen him on draft boards around like a mid-first rounder. Right outside the lottery. 7:30 left to go. Miami, big possession here. Draw winning 10 or 11 if they make a shot. Hand off to Pack. Pack at the top of the key. Pack accelerates inside. Pack, nice dump off down low. Omier, oh, he missed a wide open layup. Norchad Omier off the glass too strong, and Sanogo back into the game, comes up with a defensive rebound, and Omier picks up the personal foul, and that is number 4. Reaching in by Omier. So he cannot finish, and then, oh no, check that. They're going to call a tie-up here. Tie-up on the floor. So they did not call the foul by Omier. That is a tie-up possession arrow, UConn. UConn able to cross midcourt. They're pushing tempo right to the rim, throwing it down. Andre Jackson, as they took the acceleration key to a whole nother level right there on that possession. Able to cross the full court pressure and took it a distance, coast to coast off the inbound for UConn. 15-point lead, 7 minutes left to go. Joseph, top of the key. Gets the handoff right back from Miller. Joseph looking to pass it down low. He finds Omier. Omier working on Sanogo. That time he scores. 13-point game. UConn in the backcourt. Takes it past the midcourt logo. Tristan Newton will slow down tempo. 6:35 left to go. Jackson will slow it down even more. Jackson off to Newton. Newton top of the key. 8 on the shot clock. Picked up by Sanogo. Newton takes the 3. Missed around the rim and out. Rebound goes to Miller for Miami. Trailing by 13 for the Canes, approaching the 6-minute mark left to go. At the corner, here's a 3. Bullseye. That is a make by Bensley Joseph. 62-52 now, with 6 minutes left to play. Making the game interesting, but whenever Miami's responded, UConn able to shut the door, close it down. Here they go on this possession. Sanogo at the right wing. Hand off to Jackson. Jackson, lob down low, finds Sanogo. Sanogo with 19. They're undefeated when he scores 20 points or greater. At the low block, working on Omier. Brings a double team. Stole away. Miami comes out with a steal with Wong. Here he goes up the floor. Wong attacks inside the paint. Stripped. And Caravan. Oh, that's a heads-up play right there. That's Calcaterra. Joey Calcaterra strips Miami with a basketball and pinned it off of a Canes player last out of bounds. This will be UConn possession. Great defense by Calcaterra. He stripped Wong at the baseline, and then Calcaterra actually passed it off to Jackson, which it went off Jackson's body and hit Pack out of bounds. Wow. That is heads up there by Calcaterra. Calcaterra off Jackson's chest and went straight off Pack, hit the baseline out of bounds. 5:35 left. That's championship level plays right there. If you haven't seen enough already for this UConn squad. Wow, that is amazing. We saw that with Andre Jackson, offensive rebound he got against Gonzaga. Got the baseline, flung it right back out to the top to Hawkins in the last game. That was a great play, too. Set up a 3 off the offensive rebound, but that play just incredible by Calcaterra. They got 3 impact freshmen on this UConn squad. Man, their future is just so bright. 5:30 left to go. 10-point lead for the Huskies. Newton has it around the perimeter, 15 on the shot clock. Newton passes out to the top to Jackson. Back over to Newton. Picks up by Sanogo. He rolls down. Bounce past Sanogo. Off to the free throw circle. It is called Miami foul. They charge Wong with a personal. That could have gone either way. That could have been an offensive by Sanogo there. That was close. Very close. Wong tries to set his feet. Couldn't. Yeah, he couldn't set his feet in time. He was sliding. Trying to battle Sanogo. 5:10 remaining, and the bucket is good. Down low for UConn off the inbound. Make it a 12-point lead. 64-52. Approaching the 5-minute mark left to go. Miami at the low block Pack. Pack handoff to Miller. Miller down inside. Miller working on Caravan. Miller gets fouled. This will be 2 shots coming up at the line. 4:48 left to go. And that was off the inbound. That was too easy. Andre Jackson was the one who scored. Showing the replay about that right there. That's as easy as you can get right off the inbounds. Miami with 6. UConn with just 2. We have 4:48 left to play. Jordan Miller, 2 shots at the free throw line. First one is good. We got 4:48 left to go on the clock. Time winding down for the Canes. Second shot is good by Miller. 10-point game once again. UConn will slow down the possession. Jackson dribbles past midcourt. Bounce pass top of the key, Sanogo. 20 in the shot clock. Sanogo towards his left. Handoff to Newton. Newton brings a double team, gets it away. Jackson. His pass off the fingertips of Sanogo, and that's a turnover. So it'll go back to Miami with 4:31 left. They almost had Sanogo cutting to the hoop. It was a little bit behind Sanogo, though. So that was a missed opportunity there for UConn. .425 left. Bensley Joseph takes up the floor. Miller attacks inside the paint. Miller underneath. Miller dish got deflected and intercepted by UConn. Jackson comes in with it in midcourt over to Hawkins. Takes a 3. Off the back rim. No good offensive rebound. Hawkins another chance. Kick out. Corner. Caravan. Caravan drives inside the key. Jumper. Got it. Around the rim. +1 coming up at the free throw line by Caravan. So many weapons on this UConn squad. Alex Caravan. Big time 3 at the buzzer to go into halftime there. He takes it into the key. Second chance opportunities. Cash money in this game for the Huskies today. 12 offensive rebounds by UConn. Cashing in multiple times for second chance points. Pack will check back into the game in place of Beverly. 4:05 left to go. Caravan up to 8. 8 points and 8 rebounds by Caravan. Sanogo, the top scorer, 19 and 8. Aline will check into the game here for UConn, as Hawkins will get a breather on the bench right now for Jordan Hawkins. And Caravan missed the free throw, skipped around the rim and out. Rebound Miami, 4 minutes left to go. The Canes with a possession, but every single time they score, make a big bucket. UConn is right there back to shut the door and keep it shut and close it out and put it with bars on the windows, because there's no way in getting back into this one. (66-54), timeout with 3:57 left. Multiple doors that you have to unlock to get past this UConn team. Miami has yet to do that today. They tied it up. They were up. They tied up the game. It was 19-19 at one point, but that's as close as it got. Besides an 8 points advantage for UConn at one point in the second half. UConn led as many by 20, and then Miami's crept as much by 8. But now it's 12, and time is dwindling down with 3:57 left. If you're new to the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. What an amazing tournament. I'll be back on Monday night covering the national championship. It's going to be a late one. I believe it tips off at around 9:20 p.m. on Monday night. What a wild night of basketball action. Really appreciate everybody for joining in. UConn +9 on the glass right now, 36-27. They're limiting Miami to shoot just 36% from the floor. UConn is a team shooting 48% today. Wendy, welcome in. Thanks so much for joining in. Yeah, looking good right now, so just have to close it out. Only 3 minutes and 57 seconds remain. So yeah, if UConn wins the entire tournament, then Vegas wins the bracket challenge for the bracket challenge group. I think you get the most points remaining for Vegas. I think he has over 1,100 points remaining total. Yeah, I think last year you came in second in the bracket challenge group, if I'm not mistaken. So Vegas taking a step up from 2-1 if UConn's able to win the national championship on Monday. The funny part about it is that I'm currently first place in the bracket challenge right now, but in my initial bracket I had picked Alabama to win the championship over UConn, and so I won't be first unless UConn happens to lose in the national championship, which, man, they look like they're a machine. 66-54, I would not bet against it. In my honest opinion, I think UConn's going to win. After, I know Alabama got taken out by San Diego State, but I think the game's going to be good. Just think UConn's going to be too much to handle. Just so great for balance on both sides of the floor, offensively and defensively, whereas San Diego State, they got the defense to hang right in, but they're going to have to find answers offensively in that game. We got 3:57 left to go. Inbound for Miami, deflected, goes to Pack, though. Pack, deep baseline jumper, missed off the rim. Rebound controlled by Caravan. 3:50 left. UConn up by 12. They have the basketball, and they will slow down tempo. Newton off the Sanogo, top of the key. Sanogo bounce pass, Newton, lob over the top. It's Andre Jackson. Throws it down with an alley-oop jam. Lighting it up from the floor tonight for UConn. 3:34 left to go. Tristan Newton with the alley-oop over the top. Finds Andre Jackson with a two-handed jam. A 14-point lead in the timeout taken in the court by Miami. Tearing the rack down. Andre Jackson, 6 points in the second half. 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 rebound. He almost flirted with a triple-double against Gonzaga in the last game. Barely even played in the first half due to quick foul trouble. Jackson, just an incredible utility piece for this UConn squad. He's improved tremendously as a playmaker. That time, he was dunking it down, cutting baseline. That's how he operates, scoring the bucket, scoring the rock. Give it to me, I'll cut baseline, I'll throw it down behind the defense, and that works out in that fashion for UConn. Got to be rocking in stores tonight. 3:35 left to go. Dan Hurley takes a UConn squad that first played in the American with a record below 500 in his first season, took over in a complete mess in place of Kevin Ollie at UConn. They transfer from the American over to the Big East, bringing some big-time recruits into this program. And Miami called in the, oh no, it's not a backcourt violation. Steal by UConn as Pack put it right into the hands to Jackson. 3:15 left. And now here he is taking UConn 3 minutes away from the national championship game. Huskies will slow it down. Top of the key, it is Sanogo. Hurley, in a one-year span, took Wagner from a losing record to a 25-8 record during a one-year span. At URI, he took Rhode Island from an 8-21 record to 2 NCAA tournament appearances in 2017 and 2018. Missed 3 by Sanogo. Rebound Miami to the rim. Get that out of there. Blocked by Sanogo. Sanogo taps it away, and they come up with a defensive rebound with Jackson. Adama Sanogo, player of the game tonight. 2:30 left to go as UConn will keep on slowing it down. Huskies at the top with Sanogo. They're 19-0 all-time when Sanogo has scored 20 points or greater. Right now, he's got 19. Sanogo out to the wing. It will go for a 3. No good off the back. Missed by Aline. Tipped over to Sanogo. There you go. The W. Offensive rebound. The putback is good. There's 70 on the board for the Huskies. 20-0 when Sanogo plays and scores 20 points or greater up to 21. Miami tonight has missed 14 total layups as we're down to under 2 minutes left. 16-point lead for the Huskies. 3 taken out. And there's a foul. Isaiah Wong will shoot 3 coming up at the free throw line. The clock will stop with 1:50. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell, and I'll be back on Monday for the national championship. First shot by Wong, and he got it. Able to drop off the rim and in. Andres, welcome in. Sorry to hear for your team, brother. Yeah, this is just a really tough UConn opponent. They got top to bottom. I haven't seen too many teams like this in the past. Just so amazing. Just a well fine-tuned machine that nobody's been able to figure out in this bracket. All 3 free throws good at the line. There's a reason why this UConn team went 14-0 to start off the season. There's a reason why this UConn team went undefeated in the non-conference slate. They have not lost against a non-conference opponent this season. 11-0 entering the brackets. 4 straight victories, making it 5. After the conclusion of this game, the only teams that's been able to figure out this team are just Big East opponents inside the conference. Marquette, specifically, beat them twice, including the Big East semifinals in the tournament by 2. UConn's lost just... their past 4 losses have been by a combined 9 points. I think Sanogo is going to go to the free throw line. 1:06 left to play. 1:06 left to go. Sanogo will shoot 2 coming up at the free throw line. Ooh, Amir with a slap right there. To Sanogo, slapping it hard. Ooh, took one to the face. Sanogo took one to the face, leaning backwards. Oh, Sanogo, you can see his lip just sneak out of that. When Amir slapped him to the face, you could see Sanogo's lip just peel out. He's okay, though. Great to see. Pouring down in sweat for Sanogo. The player of the game. Missed the first free throw. Adama Sanogo leading UConn to a record of 20-0 now. When he scores at least 20 points tonight, he's got a double-double, 21-10. He is 9 for 11 from the floor. An absolute tank out there that nobody can figure out for this Kane squad. 1:06 left to play. An incredible season for for Miami here. An even better year for UConn. Just, wow. Just, I don't know how you're able to figure out this team. Only teams from the Big East can. But, man, nothing to be ashamed about for Miami. Final Four trip, first time in program history. Hang their heads up high for this program because they got one of the top backcourts in America. Guard play took them all the way to the Final Four. An incredible head coach with Jim Larinaga, 73 years old. And he is at the prime of his coaching career right now, 73 years old. And taking both of his Miami teams back-to-back Elite 8 and Final Four. 50 seconds left to go. It's huge, like, age 73, and connecting with the players at this late stage of your career. That's an amazing thing to do. Like, being able to connect with your team when you're still in your 70s. I mean, probably can't take on players one-on-one in the gym at Alumni Hall or so at that age compared to like a 34-year-old head coach, but able to connect with the players still. It's just been an incredible feat. And what Dan Hurley has done, he's taken now 3 programs that were just terrible via KenPom numbers to top efficient type teams. Much, much better rankings than they had previously had. This has been a testament to what he's done at Wagner and now right before at Rhode Island. Back-to-back NCAA tournaments at URI and now at UConn. Comes in when the program was at a complete mess with Kevin Ollie. Takes this team in a 5-year span to a national championship. Just incredible. 30 seconds left. Dan Hurley's son into the game. They'll just milk out clock, because that's a shot clock violation by UConn with Andrew Hurley. 25 seconds left. Make sure to join back in for Monday night, the national championship game, UConn versus San Diego State. 3 missed off the mark by Miami, tipped off the glass, rebound UConn, and UConn will hold it for the final 15 seconds. It'll come down to the national championship game on Monday night as it is gone final. UConn 72, Miami 59. 5 straight double-digit victories in the bracket for the UConn Huskies. An absolute machine. 5th national championship appearance waiting for them since 1999. They are 4-0 in national championship games all time. This one a wrap, everybody. Thanks so much all for joining and being a part here on the channel tonight. Before I do sign off, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Adama Sanogo, the player of the game, 21 points, 10 rebounds for UConn, 9 for 11 shooting from the floor, 13 points by Jordan Hawkins. Did not have his best game. He did score 10 points in the second half as he was dealing with flu-like symptoms. Looked like he was under the weather, but still able to produce and be the number 2 scorer tonight for Jordan Hawkins. Just right down the line. This UConn team, so many different pieces that they have operating on the squad. Naheem Aline, the number 3 scorer off the bench with 8 points tonight for UConn. 7 points by Tristan Newton. He had 8 assists, 6 points. 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals by Andre Jackson. Just complete all-around solid player at all levels. Calcaterra with 5. Caravan had 8 points and 9 rebounds. Hit a buzzer beater 3 going into halftime. Just gave UConn all the momentum. Clinging off the bench at 4.6 rebounds and a block. Just altogether, total team effort tonight for the Huskies to win this one. Thanks all for joining in, being a part here. Just what an amazing night for basketball we had. It'll be San Diego State, the 5 seed, taking on the number 4 seed, the UConn Huskies, in the national championship game Monday night. Make sure to join in for the final college hoop stream of the season in the national championship game. Should be a great one, everybody. We're going to close out to the channel members before I do wrap up here. All channel members get a shout out. We got Jason, Rajeep, Russell, Oreo Pudding, Bradley, Sister Surround, Braden, Mario, Bino, Mark, John, Kenneth, Tristan, Jess, Ahino Josa, Vegas SG Sports Talk, Derek, Michael, Warren, I Am Ghost, Kelly, Asia, Laszlo, Joe, Roderick, Reynaldo, Didi, Katie, Barco, Siegel, Woopig, Ian, Oink Oink, Emmanuel, and Robin. Thanks all for joining in, being a part here on the stream tonight. UConn winners by 13 over Miami, 72-59, the final score. I'll see you back on Monday night for the national championship game. Thanks all for joining in, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday night.